There are six sources of burnout. The first one is called work overload. Overload, you have too much to work, or you are too much of focused attention at the task at hand. So the principle of overload is intensity or duration both. And not only it is overwork, it is lack of control. We live in a culture wherein we believe control is making the other person to respond or to react to our way of life. In reality, the control is controlling your own reactivity or your own physiology. I often give this joke. What is the definition of a sweater? The definition of a sweater for adults is something makes you warm. The definition of a sweater for a baby is a sweater is a garment that the mother puts on the baby when the mother feels cold. So we believe control is controlling somebody else. So in addition to that, the third key important factor is the insufficient reward. Whatever we do in our life, we want to be rewarded. There is a chemical called dopamine that is released in our brain when somebody says, Shabas, you did a very good job. You don't have to give any gift or money. That statement alone gives you that sense of reward. Often we work either at home or at work where your work is not appreciated. That is one of the reasons for burnout. And unfairness, that is the discrimination, between whether it is gender-based, color-based, income-based discrimination. And that leads to breakdown of community of our connectivity. We human beings have two sides of the coin, human being and human doing. The human being is the being connected, that is called affiliation. Human doing is the power, possession, and money that we seek via our work. So the breakdown of the community is where you lose that connectedness, whether it is at work or at home, and that is a part of burnout. And finally, number six is the value conflict, the meaning of life. That is, why do you live? What is the purpose of life? Which is called the self realization of your goal. That is, in the Indian system, we call it the karma. Karma is your own alignment of your purpose in life. And that value conflict occurs when you burn out. And how does it manifest? It symptoms are emotional exhaustion. The emotional exhaustion is a step beyond the physical exhaustion or the mental exhaustion. It is the emotional exhaustion, which is the erosion of your soul that leads to feeling of cynicism and then impaired productivity, isolation. You feel alone even if you are in a cocktail party because your mind is rotating in its own domain of isolation. Then you start avoiding people, then interpersonal conflicts occur. And if you are at work, that leads to high job turnover.